Yo, are you grinding or are you working? What's the difference? I'll give you my opinion on that.
Yeah. Ferrari with the spider top. Frozen Fiji bottles in my watch. I stay on the clock, I'm always on the clock. Soon as I open my eyes, I'm at my fucking job.
What's going on, YouTube? Good grief. I had to come about this shirt. It's hot down here. I'm in Arcadia, Florida at this Walmart down here, man. It is hot. Lord. I think the weather app is lying. It says that the temperature is 91 and the feel is 98, but it feels like the temperature is 98 but feels like 108. It's hot down here, man. Like, I broke a mean sweat just walking from pretty much where I'm parked at now. Hold on, let me show y'all. Alright, so this is where I'm parked at right now, on the dock, clearly. And I had to walk from here over to that blue awning to check in. And simply walking from here to there and back, I broke a mean sweat. To be fair, I had to make that walk 4 times because if y'all notice, it's a red truck parked directly in front of me. And that's where I was parked at when I first got here. When I first got here, there were no perishable docks available, so I had to park and go inside and check in initially, and sat down inside and waited for a door to become available. Then I went back out, parked on the dock, disconnected, shocked the wheels, all that, and I had to go back in to let them know that I had done those things, and then walk back to the truck. So to be fair, it was 4 walks, but man, it was, not to mention being outside, letting the landing gear down, opening the doors. I mean, we don't have a lot to do as the reefer drivers, but this heat is serious. Like, I could not be doing flatbed right now. Okay, look, I could, but I don't want to be doing that. It's hot, sweating your ass off, doing all that tarping and chaining and strapping. I'm good on that. But what I want to talk about on this video is the difference between grinding and working, from my point of view. Of course, with anything that I speak about, it's my opinion, it's my perspective, it's not the standard, it's, you know, this is just how I feel about it. But I feel that there's a difference between grinding and working, and I think a lot of people get the two misconstrued. I put this on my Facebook about an hour or 2 ago while I was driving down here, when the initial thought crossed my mind, which was grinding and working. You grind for yourself and you work for someone else. The grind never stops. You know, it's 24/7. Whereas when you're working, you clock out. You know, you go in, you put in your 8 to 12 hour shift. You clock out, you go home. That's it. You're done with it. You know, when I was working, and I was local in any other job I ever had before, after I clocked out, I wasn't thinking about that job anymore. I wasn't thinking about how I could better my output or my production at work. I clocked out, I went home, that was it. I'm focused on relaxing, chilling, you know, watching TV, eating, playing a game, chilling with my lady, chilling with my son, things like that, chilling with family and friends. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about how can I get better at work. Whereas when you grinding, and like I said, you grind for yourself. When you're grinding and you're doing something for yourself, you're starting a business of some form. You're doing something for yourself. If your thing is baking or cooking and you're at home perfecting your recipes, that's grinding. You know what I mean? Like with me and the trucking, which is what I do, especially being 1099 self-employed right now, and growing from here into full-fledged owner operator status and fleet owner status. It never stops. I'm always thinking of things to do that I can do to either accelerate my current path and trajectory, or just research. Like I'm constantly looking at trucks that I'm interested in buying. as I've stated, I'm going to finish out my lease here with Prime, and then so November 2019, this lease will be up, and I'll be looking actively in the market to purchase a truck between November and probably January or February. Now I don't know, I have other options I may look into, because I'm not sure if buying a truck in the wintertime is going to be the best, will be the smartest decision. But at the same time, you know, I'd be able to run myself. But that's getting off topic. So, like, I'm always looking at trucks. I'm pricing trucks I'm interested in. I'm seeing the best areas on the country to go buy a truck, you know, and I'm researching rates on states I want to run, areas I want to run. You're constantly doing things to try to further your agenda, your personal agenda for yourself, for your business, for whatever you're investing in yourself, so that you can basically earn revenue that is completely independent of another source, another entity. So that's just my viewpoint on it. And this is not a knock against anybody who works and really has no intentions on being an employer, because there's far more employees than there are employers. And it's not cut off everybody. I mean, I question it from time to time. You know, it's a lot of work that goes into it. You know, a lot of us, we think about and we look at the end game, and you see somebody who is successful and they're living a lavish life or a comfortable life, and you want to get to that point, but you don't really realize all the work they had to put in. When you were working and you would clock out and you went home and you're just laid up chilling, not doing much of nothing, out partying, hanging out, that person was grinding. You see what I'm saying? Even if they had a 9-to-5 job, when they got off work and clocked out, they went home and they put in that work as for themselves. They're figuring out things to do to further their personal agenda for their own business. You know, and I got that concept and idea from one of my friends, man, a dude I went to high school with, and he's doing very well for himself right now. You know, he had 2 food trucks that were working in DC, and he has 2 shoe stores that he owns right now in the DMV area. And I mean, that's just what I know. I just follow him on his Instagram and everything, and I see what he's doing. But back when I was working and I was local, man, I remember I was at home. I was literally sitting on my couch. I just had like a 10, 11 hour day, sitting on my couch, just chilling. And he said, he put up a quick video and was like, man, look, you know, if you go clock in 9 to 5 and then you clock out and you go home and you're not doing anything, at that point, after you clocked out, you're not doing anything off the clock to further your agenda, to put yourself into a better situation. If you have a business idea, a concept, or something you want to do to basically go into business for yourself so that you can earn money on your own, if you're not putting in that work to do that, then you're not grinding, you're just working. You're just an employee. That's just all you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, you can't really say that you're grinding, because you know, you're not. You're just working for somebody else. But when he said that, when I watched that video, man, I literally sat there on my couch, like stuck. Like, yo, he's dead right. Like I had these ideas. I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't actively pursuing them. I was just going to work, clocking in, coming home, and chilling and being content, living paycheck to paycheck. You know, to the point where I had to go out. I had to go out and do Uber and Lyft in order to get extra money in, so that to loosen things up, so it wasn't so tight. And I'm like, man, my man he's 100% right, man. Like, I can't sit here and say I'm grinding. I'm not. I go clock in, I come home, that's it. The day is over. I'm not actively researching. I'm not actively doing anything physically or mentally to further my own personal agenda, so that I can get myself into a position where I can make money on my own independently, and then I can grow into the point where I can employ people. So, you know, that was a catalyst and something that propelled me to make the move I did to come out here, you know, and him along with several other people, and of course myself, but you know, grinding and working, man, it's a difference in my opinion, and you know, to reiterate, it's not a knock, it's not to downplay or to throw shade on you know, people who are comfortable just working, just clocking in and clocking out. Like, you're doing what you got to do. You're providing for yourself, your family. I mean, I was fine. I didn't feel less than when I was working 9 to 5 jobs, so to say. Even though I wasn't really in 9 to 5 hours, but working an 8-hour, 10-hour job, I didn't feel less than. I was still a man taking care of my responsibilities. It's just that, you know, I wanted more for myself. I always saw more for myself. Everybody's not like that. Everybody's not meant to be the owner of a business. Everybody's not meant to be a CEO. Everybody's not meant to be, you know, in a management role. You know, some people are comfortable and, you know, enjoy the simplicity of I clock in, I get paid my set wage, I know what I'm going to make, I clock out, I go home. I'm free of headache. Now, that's a gift in itself. Like I said, when you're grinding and you're doing something on your own, like, your mind is constantly on it. So even on your downtime, it's not 100% downtime. Whereas when you go to work and you clock out, when you clock out and go home, your mind is just free. Like, I'm not thinking about that job anymore. I'll think about that when I get up and I clock in. You know, so like I said, it's not a knock. It's not to belittle or anything like that. This is just my opinion of it. There's nothing wrong with working. You know, part of the reason I want to keep along the path I am and eventually be able to employ people is because I want to pay. That was close. I want to be able to pay people a respectable wage. You know, like I've said, if I was making $1,500, $2,000 a week when I was local, I would have never came out here. To be honest about it, you know. So I want to be able to I want to be able to pay my employees when I get to that point, my drivers, ways that they feel respected and that they can feel like they're appreciated at. You know, good employees are productive employees. Productive employees lead to a productive company. A productive company leads to money. You know, and you treat your employees right, they treat you right, they stick around, they're loyal. This is business 101. You know, too many places take that for granted because we're in a day and age and an economy where, you know, jobs are not plentiful. So the employer's like, look, we can take advantage of them. They need us. They need these jobs. So we can pay them an unfair wage. We can treat them less than, because what they're going to do? They're going to just run around in a circle. They're going to go from my company to your company. And we're all sitting at the table laughing about it. You know what I mean? But like, and especially in trucking, you know, a lot of people that sacrifice to being over the road it's a hard chip to swallow, man. And my thing is, how I want to operate my fleet and my company is to be on a local and a regional level, so that my drivers can get home on a consistent basis. If not daily, then weekly. But I want to pay them to the point where it's like they're happy, they feel respected, they're content, and they continue and they're loyal. Like, I worked for UPS, and UPS, anybody that knows anything about UPS is, it's hard to get in because people don't leave. Like, they give their part-time employees full, after they've been there for I think 3 months, they give them full benefits, health, vision, dental, full benefits. You know, their benefits, their retirement, their 401k, and their pay package is second to none. So people don't leave UPS for that reason. If a company has a high turnover rate, that means that company is not worth much. You see a company where the turnover margin is very low, that means they treat their employees with respect, they pay them well, and their employees then want to come to work and work hard. They're proud of where they work at, and they don't want to go anywhere else. You know, but that's business 101. But yeah, to conclude, man, like I said, it's not a knock. I'm not belittling anybody. And like I said, everybody's not meant to be a business owner. Everybody's not meant to be the boss. You know, a lot of us are content and are better off being in positions where you have a task to do, you come in, you do your task, and you clock out and you go home. So that's just my take on it, man. Grinding versus working. Either way, you know, as long as you have me, you're comfortable, it's all good. But as always, you know, it's your man Jam B. Until next time.
I stay on the clock, I'm always on the clock. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm